Hello there everybody and welcome to this special little video, this call to arms if you will. Yes, you see there is going to be another community multiplayer going ahead in the not too distant future, and I want you to sign up for it because we've got something quite special going on. Indeed, we are going to be using the Huge Multiplayer Overhaul. The lead developer is somebody you will recognize if you've been around on the channel for a while. It is indeed Vespasian. He has teamed up with Jake, Flowfire, and Dustin, with many testers as well, and they've come up with this, the Huge Multiplayer Overhaul, which at first glance doesn't look too dissimilar to the Field of Mars or Death of Alexander mods that we've used before, but under the hood there is a lot of changes. So let's just shove ourselves into observe mode for just a moment, and we can see some of the more immediate things that we can see are things like the Romans have been renamed to the Roman Republic, Carthage is now the Republic of Carthage, and they're white. Obviously, we've got to the standard set of exploded Diadochi, so no one is too massively powerful, and things are looking quite nice. However, there are some other differences. If we go into the region map mode, for example, all of the regions have been somewhat rebalanced to be more suited for multiplayer. For example, Italia and Magna Graecia have lost their islands and are now in their own little area called Tyrrhenia, or Tyrrhenia, one of the things. And, well, all of these regions have a similar amount of pops as well. Macedonia and Hellas, similar amount of pops, Asia, Thrace, they've all been rebalanced to be around about the 800, 900, 1000 range. And what this does is means that late game multiplayer, like, you're not going to see some regions just be completely worthless with legions that are just too small to compete. These are some really, really nice changes, if I do say so myself. There are also some other changes. So, for example, if we jump in to Rome right now, and we have a look at the macro builder, we can see this lovely building called a town. If you were to build, I obviously can't because I'm in observe mode, but if you were to build the town here, you get some nice little bonuses. It makes settlements not quite so terrible. However, if you manage to get 10 citizens in your town, you'll get an event asking you what kind of town you wish it to be. You can keep it as a settlement, have it be a farming town, a mining town, all different kinds of towns, or you could actually upgrade it to a city. This would be kind of the new way to breed cities, and especially for barbarians, this is going to be the way to do it, I think. Just, you know, lots of very interesting mechanics to make every part of the world be interesting. If you are playing in Gaul or Britain, you're going to be lagging behind the Italians in the main game because, you know, you can't build cities fast enough, and these guys already start with plenty of them, and cities are kind of the meta. But with these town buildings, that may not be the case anymore. It's really interesting. It's really, really interesting. As well, the map has been changed quite a bit. If we hop over to maybe the player map mode, we can see lots and lots of navigable rivers. And when I say lots of navigable rivers, I mean it. All of these are navigable. All of these are navigable. Even in Rome itself, the Tiber River has been made navigable, and they are really quite impactful. Especially in Gaul, it makes this area so much more defensible than it otherwise would be, and if you're playing in this region, you will definitely be feeling the effects of the navigable rivers. Very much a good change. If we hop on over to the Steam Workshop page, before we do that, we can see it is at the top of the Steam Workshop right now because it has been, you know, everyone loves it because it's great. But if we hop on over here, we can see some of the changes. Shattered World map for more choice and better balance in multiplayer. Rework the regions for more aesthetically pleasing borders and also some balance. More balance for pop numbers, like I just said. Also, brand new military traditions. We should have a look at those. I forgot to show those. There are a hefty amount of them. And I mean a hefty amount of them. And they're been reworked across the board to be a bit more balanced for multiplayer, which is fantastic. Of course, we have the standard as Romans, you get the Roman traditions, you get the Italic tribe traditions, but say if you wanted to conquer into Phoenicia, right, and you didn't plan on going through the Greeks first or anything like that, you can just go and take some Phoenician traditions if you have the right amount of pops integrated. Using the same system that we had in the previous multiplayer in Field of Mars, or maybe slightly tweaked, I'm not quite so certain. But there are a lot of traditions here spreading across the entire world, and yeah, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty hype. It's pretty hype. Let's pop back on over here. 11 new military traditions, and a lot of culturally and tag-unique inventions as well. This is something that Imperator Rome base game added, but never really brought as far as it maybe should have. Things like the Corvus for the Romans, for example. But there have been many added to the mod, like child sacrifice. If you're, I think this is a Canaanite invention. We've got Iberian cavalry going down pepper trade. There's just tons. There's dozens of them, and it's you know, these kind of things really make playing in different areas of the world kind of unique and quite nice. So we have that. We have terrain modifiers for more strategic gameplay. So if you, for example, are of the opinion that heavy infantry is just the best ever thing ever, well, they don't fight so well in mountains. They don't fight so well in the hills. They fight very terribly in the desert or the marshes. Whereas if you go and look at some other kinds of units, for example, maybe the light mounted terrain. So these are, I guess, for light cavalry. Maybe, I'm not sure. Light cavalry and horse archers, there we go. Well, they go quite well in the desert. In the marsh, they also kind of suck, but like that, I mean, that's fair enough. I think everything's probably going to suck in the marshes unless you're a skirmisher, which is the new name for the archers, which is something I've been pushing for since like the second ever dev diary of this game. So I'm pretty hype about that. It just makes it so that playing, having your armies just be, oh, this is the meta army and it will always be the meta army and you'll never have problems with it, is not really going to be the case. It very much changes the way you think about where you fight. If you fight, for example, in, as we said, the marshes, and you have heavy infantry and your enemy just has a bunch of skirmishers, well, you're going to suffer quite a lot. It makes you think. It makes you think and plan and strategize where you're going to fight before you fight, which is, you know, something that we quite like. So that's also beautiful and lovely. We have new mission trees to go from a monarchy to a republic. Lovely stuff. Personally, I prefer playing as a monarchy. Republics are, they have better bonuses in certain areas, and overall, I think if you manage your Senate approval, they tend to be stronger, but I don't find them as enjoyable. But if you want to go from a monarchy to a republic, you totally can. And then you can go back again if you want. Many more formable nations. If we have a look at this, we've got things like England, Hibernia Magna, Alba, Denmark, Estonia, Rodania, Heraclean League, the Punic League, which you will have seen in the last multiplayer. We have Brennisovia, named for Brennus, the guy that, you know, the barbarian invader man. So if you're a Gaul and you manage to conquer all of Greece, you could form Brennisovia. We got the Euxine Empire, Asia. There's a lot. There's a lot, and yeah, you'll be enjoying some of these. Maybe there could be a formable up in the north of Gaul just to fill out the map a bit, but I mean, there is already Belgia, there's already a Sismia. These kind of things already exist in the base game, so maybe it's not quite necessary. Lovely stuff. And there's just like a lot of them. You know, more formable nations over here. Konkan, Malwa, Tokaria, like, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. I'm pretty happy with the amount of formable nations. And yeah, chariots are dead. There's no more. Chariots are sucky and garbage, so they have been removed. Which is, you know, I'm in favor of that. I'm in favor of that. Instead, Would be easy to check somehow. Maybe if I tag on over to Macedon, who do start with a legion. No more chariots. There's no replacement, but there is no more chariots either, which is, you know, quite nice. I do believe the Bloodlines mod is still in the game, and we can check that maybe by looking at Rome again. Because I do quite like the Bloodlines mod. Maybe it'll be a bit rebalanced, perhaps. Actually, maybe the Bloodlines mod has been removed. I do not see it. Let's have a look at Heraclea Pontica. Where's your character, person? There you are. No, Blood of the Ecumenids are there. The Bloodlines mod is included. Very nice. Although Bloodlines have been slightly rebalanced, I would imagine, because, you know, adding them all together tends to be a little bit broken, which, you know, maybe you like, maybe you don't. But yeah, those are the images. Going down into the comments here, it's got included the Field of Mars, Commander Kings, Great Wonders Refined, which is, I love this. I love this. I wonder if we can actually show that off as well. I just want to show it off because, no available building slots. We need a building slot. There we go. So instead of your standard boring, you know, towers, like, oh yeah, it's boring tower, you can be like, you know what, I want, in buildings maybe, that we've got some new ones. Or a pylon roof with Doric things, and the base can be, oh yeah, the base is where you see them. We'll have the Basilica Julia, maybe. Or we could have maybe the, I think we've got things like Colosseums somewhere. But yeah, there's a lot of different things. Look at that. You don't have that in the base game. This mod is fantastic. I actually really like that mod. I wanted to add it to the previous mod that we were building, but or not building, but the previous mod that we were using. But alas, we didn't get there in time, and it was not added, which is unfortunate. But going back in here again, we've got the Bloodlines, Navigable Rivers, which has been edited, right? It's not just these Navigable Rivers from this mod are in. They've been edited quite a bit as well. Legion Distinctions Overhaul, making some of the distinctions less powerful and also some of them less painful. Trapeda, for example. Map modes enhanced and clear skies to make the map look gorgeous. Yeah, so we've talked about the terrain modifiers, we talked about the traditions, talked about the formables, talked about monarchy to republic, culturally unique innovations, talked about cultural decisions. New decisions have been added to encourage players to not mass assimilate everyone. Now to get traditions, you must enact a decision on the culture, keep them integrated to continue to learn from their tradition tree. That's what we've had in the past as well. It's really nice. Towns to cities. The territory tier system of territory cities and metropolises didn't quite sit right with the city spam becoming the meta in multiplayer. To create a new mechanic to make territories much more valuable. Towns. A town is a new territory building that replaces the provincial legation and grants many bonuses to the territory. However, unlike normal buildings, once this territory reaches 10 citizens, an event will pop up, allowing you to upgrade your town into a city or a unique building type that can only be gained through this system. These buildings are towns on steroids that grant bonuses based on the trade good or geographical location of the territory. Vineyard, industrial town, market town, fishing port, and many more. Arabia has had a lovely rework as well. We can pop over here. This area here was a lot more populous than the base game really gives it credit for. So it has gotten a little bit of a rework as well. Some regional changes have gone on as well. You'll be able to discover what exactly has changed if you go play there. A caste system for the Indians to make them a little bit less overpowered in multiplayer. Basically, there is a massive penalty to promotion speed, which this is very much simplifying it down, but a massive penalty to promotion speed to simulate that there wasn't really much social movement in the Hindu caste system. So very much an interesting change there to India to make it a little bit less overpowered once it's united. Regional overhaul, we've seen that. Complete rebalanced for multiplayer, and there are future plans. So, good stuff. Just all good stuff that I'm very excited to dip into. And again, we'll go into the main point of this video, and that is to say that there will be a community multiplayer that will be starting very soon. So if you hop onto my Discord, head into the role selection area, choose the lovely MP reaction role for Imperator, and then you'll be able to select your picks, picking 4 nations, or maybe just allowing the Games Master to pick for you, and you'll be able to play. We do it every Thursday at 8 p.m. British time. We play for 3 hours, and it'd be great to have you along with us, so please do head on over to my Discord, link in the description, and yeah, we should have some fun, have a good time, and yeah, I'm really excited. This mod is fucking cool, so I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.